What's happening, everybody? All right, so I want to share with you guys my experience shopping for trucks. In this case, Chevrolet. Now, I've got some notes here I'm going to be referencing, so you're going to see me looking down and kind of perusing through this and some on the board as well. But I want to walk you through this experience because I got to tell you guys, this was actually pretty comical. So, let's just jump in the middle of it. I went to 2 different dealerships in one day. And the first dealership that I went to, there was a salesperson on the showroom floor, and basically I let her know that, hey, look, I'm looking for V8 work truck variant, basically, vinyl interior with a rubber floor. But I haven't driven any of the GMs, and I'd like to see what you guys have on the lot. I'd like to take one for a drive, see how it drives, see if it fits my needs, just in terms of feel, ride, power, whatever. So she kind of stares at me blankly and then walks away. I'm left perplexed. She comes walking back, and I'm going to try to do the best impression, but I'm going to ruin this. She goes, "We don't have any V8s. We only have the 2.7 and the diesel." And I said, "Okay, so no V8s." I said, "Do you know when you're going to be getting any in that I can come take a look at?" The response was, "No. But I can take your information." Like, no, it won't be necessary. Thinking to myself, not with that attitude and complete lack of enthusiasm, and quite frankly, not with any other qualifications. There was no qualifiers on her part whatsoever. As I'm turning to walk out the door, I got another 2 sales guys basically outside playing grab ass, and I was just absolutely turned off by this particular dealership as a whole. Terrible dealership experience. So I hop in Buffy. We go along to the next dealership. Now, this dealership, another Chevrolet dealership, explained to the sales guy, again, exactly what I'm looking for. "Do you have anything on the lot?" I ask. Well, we start looking around. The guy goes, "Well, we just don't have any inventory." All right, that's twice that GM didn't have any inventory. Let me go full stop with this already. I've already looked at Ford and Ram at this point. Ford's got plenty of inventory with multiple engine options. Ram has plenty of inventory, some dealerships with multiple gear ratio options. Now I'm talking to Chevrolet. This is supposed to be the big 3, and there is literally nothing on the lot save for a couple of trucks and a service loaner. Guess which truck he pulls the keys for? So we get into the service loaner vehicle and fire it up and take it for a spin. Now here's the strange thing. We get into the truck, we start up on the on-ramp. The truck isn't even really up to temperature yet. The dealership is right at a freeway. So we kind of go down the feeder, kind of come up on the off of the feeder onto the main highway. And I'm kind of just driving the truck at this point, looking at the buttons, kind of getting accustomed to how things are going to fit. And I asked him a couple of just generic questions about the truck. And as I'm going down the highway, he goes, "Okay, exit right here." It was that quick on a highway run, just to kind of get an idea for how this truck runs. It ain't like I'm in somebody's personal vehicle, and it's not like I'm in some brand new vehicle. This is a service loaner, and the guy's trying to shorten up my test drive. I'm like, okay, whatever makes you feel comfortable, sales guy. So I exit, hit the U-turn, start heading back. So I mat the throttle on this thing. This is a crew cab LT with the 5.3 liter, and I guess whatever rear end comes standard, 323 or something like that. The truck was a turd. I mean, GM should be embarrassed that they offer that engine with whatever transmission was in it. I'm guessing it was the 10-speed with that rear gear. It was an absolute dog. So get back up on the highway, and the guy starts asking me some more questions like, "How soon are you looking to buy?" I said, "Well, as I told you earlier on in the conversation, these are the specific criteria that I'm looking for. I want to get vinyl interior, rubber floor, base model work truck, basically, etc." We exit, basically pull right back into the dealership. The drive took less than 5 minutes. And the guy had the audacity to say, well, based on your driving experience, would you be willing to take this one home today? I said, driving experience? I haven't even had a chance to get the thing warmed up and you're asking me about my driving experience? I laughed, actually. It was funny to me. And he goes, well, what was your perception of this vehicle? I said, it's slow. He goes, slow? What do you mean? And I go, look, if I have to explain to you what slow means, you haven't driven the competition. And I told him, I said, you've got trucks on the lot. Anyway, the used truck portion of their lot had better inventory, by the way, than their new inventory. So what I explained to him was this, and this is what my thoughts were with the GM product. First and foremost, everybody has a 400 horsepower variant, whether it's Ram, Titan, whether it's Ford, actually has two different 400 horsepower variants, basically making the Chevrolet obsolete at 355 horsepower. So I asked the guy, I said, listen, why does Chevrolet not allow me to option the 6.2 liter in the base work truck trim level? I'm willing to pay for the upgrade. I'm not asking you to give it to me for free. I said the second thing is, why can't I get the 10-speed automatic with the 342 rear gear? It would be perfect with a 6.2 liter V8 and obviously ideal for a 5.3. At least it would help the thing not feel like such a dog. And the guy couldn't answer me. He goes, well, that engine's reserved for higher trim levels. And I said, funny how I can get a base model Ford with a 400 horsepower 5 liter that from a driving experience mops the floor with the Chevrolet. And I said the Ram, on the other hand, I've got two different gear ratios that I can select from, either one that's more highway geared or one that's more designed for towing. You offer nothing and I can't option the truck any way that I want. Is there like a central office production order that we can put together? The guy didn't even want to talk to me anymore after this and he split, which is hysterical to me because the guy didn't want to be challenged. He was looking for an easy mark. So getting back into this, the notes that I have here: no 400 horsepower option, Nissan 400 horsepower V8, Toyota basically 400 horsepower V6. The only engine you can get in those two manufacturers outperform the GM. Ford has a 400 horsepower V8 and a 400 horsepower V6, not even in the same league. Chevrolet can't compete. Ram, again, roughly 400 horsepower with a couple of gear ratios and transmission ratios that make sense, both of which will absolutely put a smile on your face, whether it's a 321 or 392. If you like to light the tires up, they'll both do it like crazy. But more to the point, what hurt me the most about this is that I really liked the Silverado. I liked the look of it. I liked the interior. The ride was really good. In fact, the ride was the closest to the Ram of any of the trucks that I've driven. But the fact of the matter is, the sales people, by the way, they're called brand ambassadors. Whatever the heck that means, brand ambassador. Such a brand ambassador that I was turned off from ever going back into another General Motors showroom. I mean, look, fool me once, fool me twice, though? I mean, that'll be on me if I have a bad experience, wouldn't it? Isn't that how those phrases kind of work out? So listen, guys, if you're big fans of General Motors and you love your Silverados, nothing against it, but from what I've seen, based on the current crop of trucks that are out there right now for sale, not only is the 5.3 the most anemic out of the whole group, again, I will say this, not for effect, General Motors should be ashamed that they're putting that 5.3 liter out there without a more aggressive gear to add a little bit of snap and to actually let that truck compete with the other trucks out there, whether it's a new rear gear or revised power output. The second thing, no upgradable engine in the WT line means that I am immediately not interested in the GM because I want a 6.2 liter with a 342 gear. It would be perfect and it would be a 400 horsepower variant. And you might say, well, that would be the most power out of the whole group. It's sort of. See, the problem with the 6.2 liter V8 is that it doesn't make 500 pound-feet of torque the way that the 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost does in the Ford, or the way that the whatever they call it does with Toyota, and well, kind of soon to be whatever the Hurricane engine they're going to put in the Dodges, but that's a little bit further down the line. No, what GM's answer to those engines is, even the base model 2.7 in the Ford is a 4-cylinder in the full-size truck. So the only 2 engine options available in the GM at the level that I'm trying to get in at are literally the least powerful of the entire group. That's not going to play well with a lot of truck buyers, and I can tell you that, well, unless they make the 6.2 an option, which will still be in some cases less powerful than the V6 offered by Ford and the V6 offered by Toyota in terms of torque, I'm just not a player. And again, that breaks my heart because I really love the truck, love the ride, but the power, not there. And again, the dealership experience killed all of it for me. So, post up your comments. Let me know what you think about your Silverado. Love to hear your experience with it. And that's a wrap on this one. Y'all have a great one. Adios.